You ever notice how sometimes talking to Black men feels heavy? Like even the mundane conversations, the WhatsApp texts, the little check-ins, they come with weight. And I've asked myself, is it because with each other we feel so safe that we show up raw? Like no filter, no code switching, no pretending, just our full, robust selves, messy, unpolished, and honest. Or is it because with each other, we've normalized a certain sharpness, a certain toxic familiarity, and started calling it community? It's confusing, right? Because with non-Black folks, we're often guarded, strategic, hyper-aware of how we're being perceived, but with each other, it can flip either way. Sometimes it feels like freedom, other times, exhaustion. That tension, that back and forth between safety and unsafety, that's what I want to sit with today. This isn't about men being perfect, and it's definitely not about romance. It's about what happens when safety, or the lack of it, shows up between Black men and Black women in all the spaces we share. Family, friendship, work, love, and community. It's about what happens when your nervous system doesn't brace and what happens when it always does. It's about recognizing softness when it's right in front of you and realizing how long you've been starving for it. So let's get into it. You're listening to O3, the Black Girl Formula, where we name what's heavy so we can move through it soft. We explore what it means to overthink, overfeel, and overcome as Black women making room for rest, truth, and a little bit of neurodivergence. I'm your host, Nell, and we missed each other last month, but we're back. And today's formula is about what it means to feel safe as you are. Not for performance, not for proximity, but for presence. We're unpacking how safety gets disrupted by projection, performance, and patriarchy, and how, as Black women, we can name it, receive it, and interrupt anything that isn't it. Those mundane moments with Black men, they sit with me. Because sometimes it feels good, like finally being able to exhale, not having to measure myself, not translating my feelings into professional or palatable. And other times, it feels like weight, like we're both dragging all of our trauma into the conversation, laying it on the table, and then calling it intimacy. I think that's what makes safety such a slippery thing. It doesn't just show up in romance, it shows up in the way your brother responds when you draw a line, in the way your homeboy celebrates your wins or makes a joke that cuts deep, in the way a coworker backs you up or leaves you hanging in front of leadership, in the way a cousin says, you know how you are, when you're just trying to share your feelings. And sometimes the absence of safety gets so normalized, you start believing it. Maybe this is just how we love each other. Maybe this is just what Black community feels like. But nah, sometimes we aren't broken. Sometimes we're just surrounded by people who can't hold us. And the moment somebody does, even just for a second, you remember what your body should feel like. If you grew up never feeling emotionally safe like me, then real safety as an adult can feel suspicious. Like, what's the catch? Why am I fight or flight mode going off? And that feeling, it shows up everywhere. Not just in romance. It's when you share an idea in a meeting and the Black male colleague co-signs the boss before co-signing you. It's when you open up to a friend and he jokes about it instead of hearing you out. It's when your father or uncle dismisses your sadness as overreacting. These aren't strangers. These are our people. And it stings differently when it comes from them. Because the truth is, they didn't teach Black boys how to be soft. They didn't let them cry without shame. They didn't give them room to pause. They clowned them when they ever showed any ounce of feeling emotion. So they grew up armored. Not because they want to be hard, but because the world demanded it. And then, Black women, we become the emotional landing pad, the translators, the therapists, the sounding boards. We get called the safe place, but safety without reciprocity is just another form of labor. And what's wild is, even when we recognize this, our bodies are still wired for it. We get so used to survival dynamics that actual care feels foreign. We start mistaking attention for affection. We call pressure passion. We call critique protection. We call silence peace. And none of that is safety. One of my fave moments in Black intellectual history is when Nikki Giovanni gathered James Baldwin and looked him dead in his eye and said, "We love you, and you're killing us. We get the least of you. We get the rest of you tired." No screaming, no dragging, just truth. And Baldwin didn't argue because he knew That moment wasn't just about lovers. It was about the countless ways Black men and Black women miss each other, even in friendship, even in family, even in work. How often we as Black women get the leftovers. While we're giving presents, protection, patience, we're handed excuses, exhaustion, and unprocessed rage in return. But Nikki showed us something else too that day. How to say, this hurts me, without shrinking. How to name a need and not apologize for it. That's where our power lives. We're not asking for protection or perfection. We're asking for people to show up fully, with respect, with care, and with capacity. And here's the reframe. Accountability is love. Boundaries are love. Safety isn't just about the absence of harm. It's about the presence of care. This week's call-in is gentle, but it's direct because I can't be nothing else. I want you to observe who lets your nervous system relax. What spaces make your body unclench? Where do you feel like you can be your full self and not just your useful self? And don't just look at romance. Look at your friends, your colleagues, your cousins, your brothers. And then own it. Own the patterns you've normalized, the attention you've mistaken for affection, the men who've loved your light but never learned how to protect it. And then finally, opt out. Opt out of holding space for people who don't hold you. Of calling protection playful, of making your softness prove itself to people who haven't earned it. You can say, I love you, but this version of you doesn't feel safe for this version of me. This week, we're back in the lab with another experiment, and it's twofold. 1, invite. Write down 3 energies you want more of in your life. One that feels safe, steady, and sacred. It could be clarity, compassion, laughter, stillness. Post them up. Say them out loud. Let the universe know you're ready. And then 2, interrupt. The next time something feels like low-key projection or emotional dumping, pause. Is this a joke? That's not funny. Or a compliment that carries weight, a conversation that drains more than it pours, interrupt it. You don't have to be rude. You just have to be clear, because your peace, that's priority. You were never meant to be the landing pad for everybody else. You are not the rehab center for emotional neglect. You are a soft place that deserves soft people. And yes, soft Black boys, they do exist. But whether or not they're in your life right now, you still deserve safety. You still get to set the standard. You still get to say, I don't perform for peace anymore. That's today's formula. Overthinking, overfeeling, overcoming. Stay soft, stay solid, stay you.